tunnel vision. You give me tunnel vision. You give me tunnel vision. You give me tunnel vision. You give me.
What's up, everybody? We're back, and it's time to go to the winner's match. So far, this has been like the greatest TVPs ever.
Yeah, this has been a
so
treat,
good.
man. This feels like a breakthrough moment for Protoss in Korea right now at GSL. In Group B,
Yeah.
the round of 16, we had some of the best PPTs that we have seen in years out here. And now round of 8 Group A, some of the best PPTs. Even if herO and Classic don't advance, the series have just been so exciting. I mean, all day.
Yeah.
It's been a ton of fun. And now Maru versus herO. One of these guys is going to find their way into the round of 4. Is it going to be herO carrying Protoss all the way back from the top 4, or is Maru going to try and get, what, his 8th? It's going to be 8th GSL victory?
Yeah.
I'm losing count.
Is it going to be G8L finally?
What are we going to do when it gets double digits?
I don't
man?
know. I don't know, man. Site Delta is going to be where we're going to start this off. Then Ghost River and Oceanborn.
I'm a little sad we're not seeing more of the new maps. A lot of Ghost River.
Well, I mean, you know, is it that shocking that pro gamers are going to pick, you know, the maps they want to play on more? We'll see if we get, you know, if we get to the semis and the finals. Maybe we'll get lucky, get something cool there.
I'm sure we will, especially when we go to a best of 7.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, because I think by the time we get to next season, we're going to have a whole new slew of maps here, so that'll be very cool. All right, guys, Site Delta loading up. Let's find out who goes on into the round of 4. Excuse me, Maru versus herO. Round of 4.
Are we
going
going
proxy.
do the introductions? No, we're not. Maru top left, herO bottom right, but 2 SCVs?
No, just one, I think.
Just
no.
one? Oh, you're right. You're right.
Just one.
I saw on the monitor the second SCV going down, but it is just for the depot. So proxy barracks here for Maru. Cheeky.
Pretty far out, too.
Yeah,
Like you're not going to find this with probe.
I was thinking at first it was going to be double proxy Marauder again.
Yeah, me
because
too.
That's how Akira just absolutely rinsed herO in the round of 16, but no, this is going to be a very hard spot to scout even.
Yeah, it's like it's closer to the the Protoss's base, but it's not like right out there.
Yeah,
Double gas, so he might make a factory after the barracks is done. Might be a 1-1-1 proxy.
Yeah, it might be. I'm wondering how aggressive Maru is going to be with this.
Well, you know what's funny too is that herO never scouted. You know, herO was scouting across the map immediately versus ByuN, but he's not doing it this time. So this is really, I mean, if you're proxying and they don't scout you, that is literally the best possible situation. Oh, he's not going to make a factory over there.
He might make it closer. He might make it at like the linear third base or something like that. We'll see where this SCV goes. I guess just back at home. He's going to scout the natural expansion. I really thought he was going to proxy it closer, but instead build that.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so it's not as dramatic of a proxy as we thought. And the probe is going to get here right as the Reaper comes out. I think he's...
Is he really going to miss this?
See it. Yeah. He's not going to see the barracks. He's not going to see the Reaper. He is going to see the bunker. Remember that probes have that increased range, but...
When the SCV's there, it doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
It's the best possible position.
It's a good SCV. It's going to just keep a good RNG SCV.
Oh, my God.
Give that SCV a medal. Now the Reaper can just get inside the bunker. He's going to get a kill on this probe. Oh, my God.
That SCV needs to buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
That was absurd.
And, of course, you can micro the SCV in and out, so it's, like, really hard. You know, normally if we're dealing with a bunker... Oh!
Wow. Spicy. All right, so with a shield battery and the Stalker, herO should be able to slowly chip away at this, but it's not until you have 2 Stalkers and you start to micro on top of that SCV that you can really get some damage done, but Reaper actually just going to come up here into the main base. Now, there is a Reaper wall, so this might get taken out, and in fact, I think it will. herO should be able to corner this with the one coming in from the natural expansion. Indeed, he does. And are we going to have a proxy in the natural expansion of Maru? I'm very curious about this. We might see a Robo go down. We might see a Gateway. And yeah, I think that's a Gateway going down right there in the corner. Double Widow Mines in production here for Maru. That probe is going to sneak up the ramp. Sees the reactor factory. 2 Stalkers already moving cross map. We'll see if herO throws down another Gateway. Oh, it's a shield battery. Oh, this is going to be a nice contain up here. I mean,
Yeah,
without
this
siege
is-
tanks, it's hard to break out, especially if you're going for Widow Mines instead of Cyclones.
No, exactly. I mean, you could basically just camp out there. This is really smart. I am so happy to see this. It's perfect against the Widow Mines. Now, he's going to go for a drop. Obviously, herO doesn't know that, but if he sends the probe up to peak, he's going to see Widow Mines coming out. Now, wow. Again, when the probe comes up there, that doesn't necessarily tell you anything. Now, I still don't know where this game's going to go, okay? You could have Widow Mines completely wipe out all the workers and herO dies. Conversely, herO could just run up the ramp and kill him. Thank God he got that closed up, by the way.
All right, herO pushing up the ramp right now is going to focus down the first supply
He's just
depot.
gonna
The
get the
medevacs are getting... He's just going to go all the way to the main base with Widow Mines. He's not coming home. He only has this one Marine. There are no ByuN units at all on the ground right now for Maru. SCV's unable to get this around here. There is a shield battery in the natural expansion of Maru.
I think that actually Maru's dead.
Yeah, I don't know how he can hold this. I mean, even if he gets like the best Widow Mine hits of all time here in the main base, 2 more Widow Mines coming down in. Some nice hits, 13 probes in total, but there's just so many Stalkers right now. We need to see Maru use this slippery Cyclone, but keep in mind, lock on, it has a small period where it has to recharge. You see it right there. It's not constantly going to be microing with a moving shot. So many SCVs are getting focused down right now by herO. He's warping in additional Stalkers. He retreats back into the natural expansion to the shield battery, recharges those shields, pushes up again.
Oh my God.
Warp Prism
also
coming.
Dude, this is so crazy. Just barely out of range. Again,
18 SCVs have fallen right now.
how many more SCVs can he lose at this point in time?
I mean, maybe with a siege tank you can hold here, but even that Banshee is so low on HP. There's like very little mining even for Maru. It's going to be hard for him to even repair the
that's a good point.
Cyclone and
Yeah,
the Banshees.
he basically doesn't have an income right now. He's literally just now starting to mine again.
Oh, he's going to go for the siege tank. Doesn't quite get it.
But he's got a Warp Prism, so he can juggle this up there.
You might even just warp in some Zealots to tank it or go straight into the main base.
Another drop over here. This is such an insane game. I don't know that herO's looking. He is. He
He
pulls.
is. Keep in mind, in this patch, you get a notification before it attacks now. It's harder to get caught off guard. Oh, he kills the old medevac!
Oh,
he kills his
my
own
God.
medevac! Oh, it's absurd.
This is insane.
13 SCVs to 28 probes right now. herO is chrono boosting more out. Keep in mind, Maru still can't take his natural expansion. Now, he might be able to stabilize with the most defensive siege tank positioning you've ever seen back at home.
Should he recall the Warp Prism?
I guess he does. What an insane start to this game.
So this is 17 SCVs to 32 probes. Now, when you're on 1 base to 2 base, and you're the 1 base guy and your expansion is getting delayed, it is so bad. It is so bad. He's going to try to move out again. I think, honestly, herO could just go straight into that kind of Warp Prism Stalker style with you blink and everything and probably win this game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Even taking this natural expansion is going to be hard for Maru.
Look at
because
that. He's just out of range.
He has to inch forward to a range where the Stalkers are basically in range with the shield battery, too.
Yeah.
I feel like you almost need SCVs to repair the siege tank, but herO is not going to overstay his welcome. I think he knows that he has this advantage right now.
Yeah, I think he knows he should be able to just close this out. Now, there's a Raven coming out, probably a smart move.
Oh, and it's just going to be charge coming in from herO, not going into blink. Maybe he figures he has such an economic lead right now, killing 20 plus SCVs, and having, what, he's been like mining on 2 bases maybe 3 or 4 more minutes than his opponent. I mean, his economy is huge. I think we're going to see what he tried to do against ByuN, which didn't work, the Charge Zealot with Archons.
I think so.
But this time, his economy is going to be so much bigger than his opponent's.
Well, he's been up for so long now. I mean, that fresh expansion's only been up for about a minute here for Maru.
I think of how mined out his main base must be with the mules getting dropped. Even this Banshee gets taken out.
Perfect surround. Now, obviously, he's going to see the rush is coming. Definitely get ready to protect your main.
It's the saddest main base I've seen.
I know. It is so barren in there. There's like just nothing.
That's crazy.
So I guess the idea is you're going to juggle the Stalkers up into the main.
He's making a 3rd command center.
Yeah, that's actually wild to me.
Power's like, I need just to survive on 2 bases right now. That's my only win.
I guess you got to do something pretty committed. He's going to get the
my
gets the Raven.
God.
Oh,
Raven goes down. Storm is getting researched here for herO, so he's not going to push up just yet. But the army on the ground for Maru is so small. And yeah, herO's isn't that big. just yet.
Dude,
Oh my god,
going
Stim's
for-
gonna get canceled. Isn't this the only barracks? Oh, you can't get Stim. He has
Yeah.
to rebuild the tech lab.
That's crazy.
Maru needs to just keep making siege tanks and bunkers, man. I don't know how he's gonna survive this. He needs to just have enough on the ground out here in the natural expansion that herO simply can't break him, and then just slowly take a third while building SCVs. Like that is how you come back here as Maru. But this is such a sad position. It's like he's gonna have 1-1 before Sim potentially here. The engineering wisdom hasn't even started. He's got a double engineering base coming in.
So I guess he just stays back. He can grow.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see Maru is kind of limping into the mid game.
This is crazy. I've never seen a Terran so hamstringed.
Yeah,
In the
it's
early
kinda
game like
crazy.
this.
It's
This is-
impressive he survived it, and it was
Yeah.
also really cool to see herO hold that Widow Mine drop. I mean, there were so many moments on either side they could have lost. Such a great game so far.
And I think Maru is playing this the correct way too. He's being greedy. He's going double engineering bay. He has the third command center. He's really slow to getting Stim out and adding
Yeah.
the additional barracks.
The fact that Stim was denied, I mean, we're about to pass 10 minutes and it's still not in the game.
It's
is
like a third
crazy.
done.
Yeah. And so herO's up to 4 bases now.
I feel like this game, I mean, Maru can come back in this, absolutely. It's a tough road ahead, but there is potential that, you know, herO takes a bad engagement and throws it away, but after all these incredibly intense matches in the first 2 series, this feels like the part of the sitcom where you have like the comic relief character come in.
That's right.
It's like you're watching a really dramatic movie. It's like Schindler's List or something, and then it's like, all right, we have like 1 minute where we can joke and be happy, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna go back to just being sad
Yeah,
all the
no.
time, on the edge of our seats.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that 4th base was done, but it's almost done. Either way, I mean, economically, herO is looking just so good. Now, the army supplies are pretty even. The worker count is pretty close, but development-wise, herO is already where he wants to be. He's getting finished up that gateway explosion. He's got armor coming. He's getting the 2nd forge. It's hard for Terran to take a 3rd base. I don't even know what the right time would be for how behind he is.
Yeah, this is not looking good. I guess the 1-1 with Stim timing is you taking your 3rd base instead of moving across the map to attack the Protoss. But the thing is, Maru actually has a ton of siege tanks. He's been building them nonstop because he basically needs them to survive. He's scanning to try and see what the army composition is here for herO. +2 ground weapons and +1 armor are coming in for the Protoss player. And, okay, we do have 1-1 here for Maru. I wasn't actually sure if that was complete yet, but no armory. So I think Maru might just... I feel like because there's no armory, I'm half expecting him to try and get some damage done, but it could just be that he feels so stunted that he's just going to wait and make sure he can stabilize before he reinvests even more resources into getting 2-2. You know, Maru's one of the best players in the world and just kind of slowing this down. What a Stim!
Yeah.
Or not a Stim, excuse me, the Storm.
It was so well done. It's interesting to see that the Storm War Prism combo has gotten so popular. The same thing is happening right now in PvT and StarCraft 1 too.
Well, I think it's
Shuttle Templar.
It's necessary because Ghosts are just the unit that you go for regardless of whether your opponent goes into Storm, right? So it's the only way you can really try and get some reliable Storm damage in up until Vikings are down. Snipe the Warp Prism, man. All right, herO's coming in on the left side. That is a lot of charge zealots. This Surratt is huge. Oh, the Storms are massive. The Marines just get completely eviscerated right there.
He doesn't even have all of his zealots attacking. Some of them are just like standing there. GG. herO takes game 1. Really impressive.
Yeah.
Is it possible he could take game 2 and get out of this group first?
That's crazy. He's 1 map win away now.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked really good. And by the way, I mean, what Maru did was pretty interesting, but the response from herO was even better.
Just the fact that herO was able to kill 20 SCVs when Maru was effectively on 1 base, and then also delay the commands that are coming down in the natural for so long.
You know, at any moment there, herO could have ended up behind in workers. Widow Mines kill stuff so fast, but the fact that he was juggling that much is wild.
I think they might have even lost the same number of workers there with the harassment, with the Widow Mines and the SCVs going down.
Yeah,
but
they
the
might
fact
have, but he was
is,
on 2 bases, so I guess you recover.
you have the
twice that.
Nexus there, you're gathering all the minerals of the natural expansion, you have Chronoboost as the Protoss player, and then of course Maru was so hamstringed he couldn't take the natural for a long time, he couldn't take a 3rd base, he just limped into the mid game, and as soon as he takes that 3rd, hero's like, no, time to kill you.
I'm excited for map 2 here. Now, Ghost River, this map structurally is pretty different. You know, are we going to have any kind of weird proxies? Again, herO also does a lot of crazy, cheesy stuff. Let's find out, guys, as Maru vs. herO continues on.
All right, back on Ghost River. Maru's spawning in the top right. herO in the top left. No early SCVs or probes out on the map here. And herO is now one map win away from being the first player to advance to the round of 4. I'm impressed, man. He looked a little bit shaky in the group stages before.
Yeah, he did. I was actually not too sure how he was going to perform because of that.
I mean, Cure just played so well against him in that TVP. He did the double Marauder, the proxy Marauder cheese, and then he came in with maybe the last iteration we will see in pro play of the Armory Widowmine drop.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely brutal. And then he went against ryung, of all people, and ryung just flexed on him in the late game.
Yeah, that was weird. That was just a moment where I thought, well, because sometimes players play so well that I'm like, oh, you're like the new best player. And then they start to fall off, and I don't feel like I've quite caught up with that internally. And, you know, I feel like I had that a little bit with herO. I'm like, oh, you're so good when he was, like, on top of everything. And then to see him play like that, I thought, oh, it's too bad. Maybe he, you know, it was a brief period of time where he was dominant. But, no, he looks really good,
Yeah,
and especially today.
It feels like he kind of went back to the drawing board a little bit. And after Group D kind of recognized PBT as potentially an area of weakness that has been honing in on that because his play is so much more solid today.
Right.
Against both ByuN and Maru. And here against Maru now, I'm wondering if we're going to see a more aggressive herO because Maru is one of those players that is just, I mean, he just is the best late game Terran player in the world. Like up with, like even, if we're not even counting races, like it's Maru and herO are the best 2 late game players, bar none globally. It is not remotely close. And herO struggled a little bit against ryung in the late game.
Right.
In those stages before. And so I'm thinking here for herO, you're already up 1 map, you're playing on Ghost River now. Maybe you bring out something a little bit more aggressive. Maybe now you go with a 4-gate blink. Maybe now you go for some kind of aggressive timing attack, either with Colossus or something else.
Yeah, sure.
And you try to end the game before you let Maru get to that spot where he feels almost unstoppable. Because you only need to win 1 map. You can do some crazy plays that are risky and a low % chance of winning and just gun it for 1 map win.
I mean, I guess the question is, you know, what is this game going to look like if you don't, you know, because Maru didn't like to do anything cheesy, and herO's not going to do some kind of contain outside the natural. So what happens if Maru gets the bases he needs up right away? How does that look? How does that go?
Yeah, well, we will see. Twilight Council is coming in. I'm expecting we won't see charge again from herO. More likely to go blink on this map. In the previous series, he was opting for, I think, 2 and then 3-gate blink, so nothing hyper aggressive, but this could be where he changes it up a little bit. Even with 3-gate blink, you can be really aggressive if you're non-stop on the warp-ins.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to take that 3rd base super quickly or focus on you know, double gas and macroing up the probes back at home. 2 more gateways are in production. These adepts are going to be able to kill the Hellion once the shade completes, and it did not see the Twilight Council, so herO Maru is in the
Literally
dark.
sees nothing. So, I mean, that's a bit of a loss there for Maru. Nice start for herO. We've seen herO go for Blink Expand, but we have the Robo starting now. We have 2 gates. Are we going to have a 4th? I feel like we're just trying to channel this in. And
yeah, I think we really
Every time
are.
we talk about it, I'm like, this is the time, guys. For real, this is the one.
If it was 4-gate blink, the 4th gate would already be down, though. So
Dude, he spots that? Oh, wait. Did he? Did he not?
I think he
know.
might have barely.
Well, he'd be moving these probes, and he'd have the stalkers coming in if he did.
Oh, quick response,
citizens
actually.
arrest here. Oh.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, wait, no, with stalker, no. Okay, it's not that beautiful, but still, only 1 probe going down and 1 stalker.
It's not perfect. Also, Blink's going to be done soon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, herO's one of those Protoss players that Chronoboost blink really fast. Anytime I go for this kind of blink play, I like to just let it finish nice and slow and have a huge mass of stalkers. But herO has been getting so much value out of this fast blink. He might be able to get this medevac with a 2nd blink, but I think it's just going to be able to get into the main base. And double assimilator once again here.
That was scary, man. He almost
so
got
close.
it. He's so good. Gonna get this SCV? No,
Oh,
the
he lets
bunker's
it
gonna
finish.
finish. Really?
Huh.
Okay, kind of a funny interaction.
Well, I guess the Adepts aren't too useful here in the mid game, and if you could trade them out for what, like an SCV and a handful of Marines, maybe that is worth it. Here for herO, and once again, he's going into double gas, so likely going to be the Colossus transition, or no, it's going to be Storm again with fast charge and fast forge. All this before third base, by the way.
Okay, the Raven's looping around here. And he's probably going to chuck some auto turrets down here. We have the Warp Prism out. I mean, he could start to warp in a lot of Stalkers. You need a certain number of tanks to basically hold off, you know, whatever they're going to have as far as blinking into your base. I think Terran's almost there as well. You need like one tank in the natural, one at your ramp, and one in your main. And kind of have them almost like daisy chained together so they cover each other.
Yeah, I feel like herO's almost just feigning the pressure here with the blink. No, this is one of the things, too. If you're a Protoss player like herO who has a reputation for going 4-gate blink and just killing people with it, is that you just go blink and Terran doesn't know how many gateways you have. I mean, that's him scouting a little bit and also feigning this pressure here on Maru. Maru has to play very safe with all these siege tanks. Because if herO does go for 4-gate blink, especially here on Ghost River, you got to be able to defend. Otherwise, you're just completely knocked out. It's not like you're going against some B-tier Protoss player where you can half-ass the defense and still manage it. herO's the best in the business at doing this, and so instead he's mixing it up. He's going for charge, he's going for storm, he's taking that third base a little bit later than usual. But I don't think this is necessarily a style that Maru is going to expect from herO. And those Templar are out very early too, by the way. They're already have enough energy for one storm, and by the time that Maru pushes across the map or herO pushes across the map for an engagement, there's going to be a lot of storms in the bank.
So, you know, for now, it's going to quiet down a little bit here. I mean, just going to be production for Maru. Continue to crank out units. He's played a conservative game. herO, you know, I think you're right, Art. You know, he did basically feign that blink pressure just to get other bases up and running. Ooh. He's going to have to turn that around.
Yeah, Raven dropping an auto turret here. The natural expansion is going to get one probe, but nothing more than that. And he gets the medevac.
You know, man, I'm just saying there's so many things going well for herO.
This is one of these things, too, about new maps, is Maru might just think that he has a path to go there, but it isn't safe. It's not safe. I actually thought there was enough dead airspace that the medevac could retreat home safely.
I thought the same thing. Yeah, we're kind of having to wrap our heads around these maps ourselves here.
I mean, herO must have 6 or 7 storms in total in the bank right now. Maru has lost. Wait, did he lose the? No, it's still in the top left. So he has the Raven, but he's lost, I think, 2 medevacs in total.
Well, the Raven's also not done that much. That battery just healed that probe.
I mean, more Widow Mines are coming out.
Again, this is like a nuisance, but, you know, you're expecting to kill several probes. You know, well, at least in the past you would be with that.
Oh, good opportunity here for Storm.
Oh my God, the greatest storms ever. And now I think the CC has to lift. Yeah, but the SCVs are stuck outside.
herO has so many storms that he stormed the same army 4 times.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to take the Marauders out with Storm 2.
All right, Widow Mine drop coming in here into the third base.
Is herO watching?
He should get an alert, yeah. Actually just sees it, and he's going to take down another medevac too. Only going to lose a handful of probes. Warp Prism, or not Warp Prism, excuse me. Widow Mine is going to be able to take down one of these Stalkers, but
dude, I can't
this is another win for herO.
I can't believe how well
the
hero's
Raven,
playing.
Is that getting F2'd? Stalkers, if herO sees this, he blinks on it, it's dead.
Yeah, that was getting F2'd.
Maru realizes herO does not. A little bit of a lucky
so
break there for
funny.
Maru, but I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to this third base, man. I feel like one big round of Zealot Warp-ins. How many do we have on the field right now? Maybe. I really want to see the units tab. It seems like there actually aren't that many. Yeah, only 5. If herO had a couple more minerals in the bank for one round of Zealot Warp-in, I think he just breaks his position. But as it is right now, his army is really fragile against siege tanks. He doesn't have that meat shield in the front to really hang on. 1 or 2 rounds of macro with Zealots, and this third base is going to be in a very tough spot. He has Colossus, he has Storm, a ton of Blink Stalkers.
Oh, it's one Ghost here. Oh no, I'm sorry, there's a couple more above this. back, and he's got to be careful not to overextend. This is kind of a weird movement here. He's sending everything back but the Stalkers. Blinks that away. Now, I think if he were to overextend there, that would be the dream for Maru. So I think he looked at it, he said, it's too much of a tight area. I already slowed him down once. Let's try to get further ahead.
I think Maru is just doing what Maru does best, which is play the defense game. And this is really smart, too, because all those things in the early game that went well for herO, dealing with the Widowmine harassment very well, sniping some medevacs, they don't matter that much when both players reach maxed armies. And Maru is so good with his control in the late game that unless herO is able to find an opening, which potentially this is out of range of the sensor tower. I don't even think there's vision from the depots on those rocks. herO catching Maru a little bit off guard right now. He's actually blinking into the natural expansion. It's a dangerous position. Good storm on the Vikings. They're all down to half HP now. Another storm is going to push them away again. Those ghosts even potentially getting sniped. Oh, these storms are huge,
These storms are crazy. I mean, Maru is barely hanging on. By the way, herO just continuing to gobble up the map. He's now filling in the bottom. Only one more base on his side of the map to take. Maru hanging on by a thread here. Tank sieging up around this area.
Tanks are in a great position, by the way.
Not a bad Blinken. Snipes a ghost.
Yeah, it's enough Stalkers to one-shot him.
I'm surprised he's not tearing down the rocks.
Yeah, that would be a good play, right?
Seems like the Colossi could just start to hit that. He's going to wrap all the way around. Now, there's not really much defending this to the right of the stairs, but herO backs up. herO's maxed out, by the way.
He's just focused on stopping that fourth base. That's the game plan, I think. He knows he's maxed. He's adding additional bases. He's getting more gateways, more robos. He's mixing in more disruptors.
You know, hold on a second. We have a big attack coming in here. Can Maru hang on? Another storm comes down.
Oh, the storms are just completely massive. The ghosts are getting nothing done to the Templar. All the ghosts just fail to do it, but the arc here for Maru is really good on the defense. Disruptor shot is not going to be able to connect, so a good trade there for herO at the very beginning. Keep in mind, he does have the better economy, so if he can retreat with this army and reinforce, it's going to be tough there for Maru. I'm actually surprised Maru was able to hold on as well as he did despite just eating those storms. I feel like
It's kind of crazy. Well, the thing is, though, you took out all the tanks.
Yeah.
It's just the infantry that are going to be remade. He didn't drop the Colossus. I think he actually just warped that back home. That or it's standing in the bottom. I can't tell. Is that a pylon in the bottom? What is that in the bottom middle?
I think it's a pylon.
Okay, yeah. He sent the Colossus back home. He just needs to rinse and repeat. Now, keep in mind, on this map, you know which base they're going to take. They have to expand in a descending order down. So the fourth base can only be in one spot. Ouch.
That's very linear. All right, Command Center now coming in, and herO, he's already done his reinforcement. He is re-maxed. Ton of charged out Tankstalkers coming through. Disruptor shot is not going to be able to connect with the bio. But this is such a tough position for Maru to defend now that he has lost those siege tanks. And even the upgrades are so advantageous here for herO. It's rare that you see a Protoss player this far advanced in upgrades compared to the Terran. Oh, that Disruptor shot could be huge! Gets a Ghost and a Marauder and then some. Another shot's really good. Storms once again coming down on the bio. This is so much damage.
It's insane that Maru's still alive. Medevac's drained on energy. herO almost, okay, that was kind of funny. I don't know if he needed to do that, but he's going to move in again. Is this the tipping point? Is this the point where the damage is just too high? Another attack in. I just feel like herO needs to wrap around to the other side here and find another angle. This is such a, and he's not destroying the rocks too, which is kind of bewildering.
I mean, his economy is just so good. I think he wants to just continuously reinforce this position and trade out because his economy is so much better. He's maxed again. Disruptor shots come through. All of the bio is gone here for Maru. It's just the reinforcements coming in from the main. I think herO's going to the round of 4.
Wow.
2-0 over Maru.
That was something else. That was very cool.
Protoss is alive, Tasteless.
Protoss is back. Remember the StarCraft 1 campaign, how strong the Protoss were? We're going back to that.
Ascended from the grave. Wow, what a win there for herO. He's going to be feeling really good, showing a diverse range of styles, and man, just shutting Maru down from taking that fourth base. Maru might defend. He's shaking his head at ByuN. He's not happy with it, but he's going to have to go down to the final match. And what a crazy series.
We're going to go to that interview now. See how herO is feeling. he is moving on here into the next round of the GSL.
All right, so we're gonna have the interview with herO. herO, how you feeling? Congratulations. He says thank you. After the patch, we have some changes in balance. We have some new maps. How did you prepare for the semifinals? Well, when I think about my performance in recent tournaments, I've been really unsatisfied. So for the round of 8, I practiced very hard. I came to the studio early. I was warming up on stage before the games even began, and it paid off. You had some tough matchups, especially against Maru, even though that was a 2-0. The games were very close. It felt like you were playing a lot of mind games, feigning pressure. And eventually you settled on a style where you were trading out armies with a superior economy. How did that come through? Well, it felt like my opponents were kind of playing some aggressive, almost all-in styles, so I tried to play passively and just absorb the impact and then macro out of it. In the first map against Maru, were you aware that he was going for a Proxy Reaper? And what prompted you to go for the Proxy Gateway in his natural expansion? Did he prepare for that situation specifically? Well, I had a feeling that I was going to get proxied. I wasn't sure. But based on my opponent's scouting pattern, I guessed that it was probably going to be a proxy, and so I decided I want to pressure. I couldn't all in, but I did want to put on pressure. So now they're asking, your opponent to the semifinals is going to be a player from the other group. How do you feel about that? Maybe I got that wrong. He's just talking about his hands now. He's saying he feels really warmed up. He's happy to show good games for his fans, and especially against Maru, he was happy to get the 2-0. And he's determined to continue to show more good games, so please continue to cheer for me. All right. Well, that's herO going to the round of 4, everybody. First player in. When we get back, the elimination match between ByuN and Classic. We'll see you soon.